Okay, about 7:01. Again, welcome everyone. For those of you that just joined, my name is Jason Eldridge. I'm the Director of Student Activities at Gainesville High School. Welcome to the Cardinal Volleyball Webinar. I'm going to introduce the star of our show here, and he'll be taking over after me. Coach Toll is coming to us from Woodbridge, as am I. But via the year before that from North Carolina. In North Carolina, he opened a program down in Wilmington, I believe, Coach, and then ended up winning a state title, moving up to Currituck County in the northeast part of the state. We're real excited to have him. With him is his staff, and I'll let them introduce themselves when that time comes. Want to go over a couple pieces of information for you to help get the webinar going, just sort of set the table. There's a couple features that you want to be aware of. There's a Q&A function down below on your Zoom screen. Use that, please, to ask questions. As panelists, we'll be here with the staff and myself to answer any questions real time that you might have while we go through the information for the program. Additionally, there's a chat feature. I'll be dropping information in there. You are free to exchange with the coaches and myself at that platform, but I'm going to be putting things in like my personal contact email, the Activity Booster Club information, where to go get information right now, and then the domain that's coming for us that will market all of the Gainesville Cardinal school community. So please be aware of that. There'll also be a recording to this webinar. Now that's going to go on the main site. We have a YouTube channel. I'll also put that into the chat for you. Everybody should subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've been posting webinars on there, but it can also be found on our activities page of the home website that, again, I'll put in the chat. Want to talk about the season start date. July 29th is the VHSL start date. At this moment, we are working towards normal operation. I know that sounds pretty rare, but fingers crossed, that's where we're headed. The issue for us at Gainesville is we don't know when we're going to get into our gym. So I can't tell you what that day is. If it's July 15th, I'm going to fall over dead. Okay. And I'm just going to tell everybody that right now. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Just means it's going to be touch and go there. Registration is going to take place July 21st through the 29th. Really, when Coach Toll tells me to stop registering is when I'm going to stop registering. But we're going to outline 2-hour blocks from Wednesday the 21st through really the 30th, Friday the following week, not Sunday or Saturday. And we're going to open the building for people to come in and drop off their paperwork. You need a VHSL physical. That form has changed from last year, so that is a form you need to acquire, the most updated. It's got additional information, obviously related to COVID, that goes on it. And then we also need concussion ed. Now, we caught a break on this. Rising ninth graders in this division do not need to do in-person concussion, so we will not be holding any in-person concussion platform trainings. What we're going to be doing is offering it online. As soon as the county releases that whatever presentation is with instruction and however that works, we'll be releasing it to you. I can't tell you it will be a little different than last year. So everybody's going to have to pay attention to that situation. Parents are still going to need to do that though for rising ninth graders, but again, it's not going to have to be in person. We're also going to ask for an emergency care card. You need that in case we ever need a first responder type situation that requires your child to leave our campus under medical emergency. They got to have that information, so we'll have that on file. It's not up and running yet, but once we get the domain and our activities website up and running, we will have a functionality to it that will enable all of you to register online. That is, upload your documents there and we can check it. It's going to be hopefully much easier for us to do things heading into future seasons. Apologies that it's not up and running yet, but we don't have anything running yet. So we're just trying to get started. Want to talk about eligibility. In Prince William County, if you're a rising ninth grader, you get a one-time pass on your eligibility, which means no matter what your grades were leaving 8th grade, provided you passed 8th grade and you're heading into 9th grade, you will start your 8 consecutive semester clock according to the VHSL. Now, you will get cleared academically, no problem. However, you need to be taking 5 courses on your schedule for credit. So we don't have that many situations in our school that we even had to look at. And certainly I don't think anybody here is in this danger of this, but be mindful of this piece of information as you move forward. If you retake a class that you passed previously in previous semesters or years, and you want to retake it to get a better grade for your GPA, that does not count towards your 5 courses for credit. So you will have schedule flexibility, but you must be taking 5 to be eligible to participate in the VHSL any one semester. So please be mindful of that. If you're a rising 10th or 11th grader, we're going to look at the grades that are actually being put into the grade book right now, as far as how your eligibility runs to the July 29th date. So I'll be running that information to make sure that you've passed 5 according to the VHSL. And in Prince William, it's a little more strict. 2 of those 5 courses that you passed must be a grade C or higher. It's a little more strict than the VHSL is and some of the surrounding divisions, but it is what it is. You got to have at least 2 C's on your 5 passing classes. Parents, Activity Booster Club. Our kickoff meeting is June 22nd. It's via Zoom. I'll put my email in chat, like I said before. Please email me if you're interested. We're in a startup phase. There'll be 3 committees to that. We're going to have the construction committee, and that'll be working with the federal and state processes to get EIN and cleared for fundraising ability. And then we'll have a committee that's going to work on the concessions, and then a committee that's going to work on the infrastructure. And the infrastructure is obviously the membership, and then how we go about disseminating a board, right? What does that look like? Particularly finance, because that's an issue that we've run into with activity booster clubs in the county. And I just want everybody to know that we need a village to do this. This is not an easy thing to pull off. It's not going to take a short amount of time, and I could use all the dedicated help I can get. I'm really here to work for and with all of you. And so we really need your help and support in those endeavors to get that up and running. My staff will also be playing a big part in that. So please make sure if you want to be part of the startup phase, the first steps, great. If not, that's okay. Every program's got to have representation. So Coach Toll's going to need someone in the community, all right, that's a parent, to represent him at those meetings. I think that's enough. Okay, Coach, star of the show. I'll turn it over to you. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. Really appreciate it. Having 28 people here interested in our volleyball program is exciting. So go Cards.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. And I'm certainly looking forward to working with Jason at Gainesville. It's an exciting time. I did have the opportunity to open up a new school down in Wilmington, and that was certainly an exciting time. It's great to come to a new school, be able to develop the culture of a school, start programs, and then kind of start traditions for that school. So it certainly is an exciting time, and I certainly look forward to that. I'll let the volleyball staff introduce themselves. I feel pretty confident in who we have working right now. Again, my name is Doug Toll. I'll be working with the varsity and kind of overseeing the volleyball program. Olivia will be with our JV program and then working with varsity as well. And then Jacqueline will be assisting the JV and varsity. And right now, I think we do plan on having a freshman team as well. Of course, it's dependent on the number of participants that we get to come out, but I do have a candidate that I'm talking to about the freshman team as well. So Olivia, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Olivia Masitis. I will be the JV coach at Gainesville this fall. I am also currently teaching health and PE at Reagan Middle, and I know one of my kids is on this webinar with us, so shout out. Thanks for attending and appreciate the interest. Hopefully you will be part of the team in the fall. My coaching experience, this will be my 7th season, and I've worked with 6-year-olds with a Volley Tots program all the way up to 17-year-olds preparing to play college ball. I've coached middle school, high school, as well as club ball. And I also played Division III ball at Greensboro College in North Carolina.
So excellent experience. And so Olivia, did you say what position you played at? Or what position you played?
Libero DS.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yep. So that is so I love to have a strong defense. And so I certainly look forward to working with Olivia in that regards as well. So Fantastic. Thank you, Olivia. Jacqueline.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Del Vecchio. I'm very excited to be part of the staff for volleyball. My coaching experience, I played in high school. I was recruited in college, and then I also played on the beach in the Miller Lite when they had some tours. So I do have that experience, but locally I helped with a lot of rec leagues and also some competitive leagues, preparing students with the fundamentals of volleyball right up to competition level and travel teams. So I am very excited to work with everyone. I love the game, and I hope you guys will love it as much as I do.
Thanks, Jacqueline.
Yes.
And again, my name is Doug Toll. So I've worked in public schools in Wilmington, in the Outer Banks, and then here with Prince William County as well. So I've coached my entire teaching career. And so, I just feel like I bring a lot of experience. And again, I feel very comfortable in working with Olivia and Jacqueline and the conversations that we've had. And I think philosophically, we all have the same kind of approach. We want to develop your daughters into better individual players, better team players. And I think that's what, as parents, you want to see is your player get better individually, and you want to see the team get better, be competitive, have fun, and get along as a team. And those are all of our goals for the program. So, and as I said before, and Jason mentioned this, my so this past season, I was at Woodbridge. We placed third behind Colgan and Forest Park. One of the players on that team will be playing in college this upcoming season. Previous to that, I was at Currituck High School. Had the opportunity to coach a girl who's playing at Stetson now. Girl who was recruited by East Carolina will be playing at East Carolina. Another girl played libero at Christopher Newport, and then several with the community college. So, wide range. And, again, I think that's what Olivia is talking about, coaching to a lot of different levels and a lot of different positions. So with experience, I have gone to a lot of workshops through ABCA, Gold Squared, through workshops with Chris Riley, who used to be the women's coach at Virginia Tech when I was with Coastal and Coastal Virginia down in Virginia Beach, and then another coach with Elizabeth City State, and then at Beach Elite we use collegiate technical standards. So one thing that I'd like our coaching staff to do is, as our players transition from level to level, we're using the same terminology, kind of the same words, so that the players understand what we're asking them to do. I'm seeking my CAP 1 certification. So, so I, just like we ask the players to keep developing and learning, I try to do the same thing as well. So there's a picture of our court. It, to me, looks excellent. I like the layout in the visual, the wood floors. So again, we're going to be the first team pretty much competing on that floor. So that's, to me, an honor. And we certainly will, I think, try to rise to the occasion to play hard and defend it. So,
Coach, one add to that. Sorry.
yes.
The red volleyball lines are now white. So I just want to say that.
Gotcha.
It makes it pop more. Trust me. I did this
you.
today, and I was like, okay, white. So
I
white.
hear you. And Jason, can you clarify for me? We also have the, would possibly have access to a second gym as well.
Oh yeah,
for some practices as well.
Specced out with the inserts for the pole standards and the volleyball lines full court. Yep.
Right. So, okay. All right. Again, coaching staff, you kind of went over there. So again, some things that we work on, and that I believe in working on is again, we want to focus on improving each individual player, where they come to us. So we definitely want players to be better skill-wise in multiple areas when they finish the season with us. But I'll put an asterisk by that, because high school, we know that players will go play club, or they might play another sport, but we want to keep in touch with them throughout. Once we finish our season come October, we definitely want to keep in touch and kind of continue working towards the development of the next year as well. So with that, players, we're going to ask for strength and conditioning, I believe, in using like stations and working on core strengthening as well. Technical skills, again, ABCA, goals squared, collegiate baselines as well. So one thing I like to do is, players that are interested in playing collegiate level, I think they need to know what divisions and what levels people are looking for as well. So we do baselines on verticals and approaches and things of that nature. I like to use video analysis for players. So, and I know at our last meet and greet, Coach Jacqueline and I were talking about this. So one of the programs I like to use is an iPad with Coach's Eye. And, we'll videotape, say, girls doing transitions from, out our pin hitters. We'll look at outside, right sides, or middles, whatever. We work with our setters, serve, receive as well. We'll video the players, and then Coach's Eye will allow us just to scroll back and forth and break down in real time what players are doing, and then we'll send the players back out and ask them to make adjustments as well. But it's really powerful when you can show a player, kind of what it looks like when they're doing something, make a small correction, and then ask them to go make an improvement in it. So it gives them that visual instead of us just saying, fix your platform, stay lower, level arms, something like that. So I'm certified in Powercore 360 as well. I haven't asked Jason to get into that stuff yet, but there are some concepts in Powercore 360. If after the meeting, if you're not familiar with Powercore 360, you could certainly Google that and look that up. But what that works on is using your core to be more efficient when you hit, so that you're not overworking your arms and shoulders, and it reduces injuries to players. It also, again, makes you become more efficient, so your swing becomes more powerful and you actually hit the ball harder with less effort. So again, that's Powercore 360. We work on the power, the inverted C when players are attacking, and try to get them to really have a good form as they're going through. Team development through individual and team drills. Goal setting is huge. We want players to be able to recognize where they're at, set goals. So I'm a true believer in you get better at things that you set goals for and that you measure as well. And so that's part of the reflection. And the other part of that is using statistics in practice. So I like to use the 3-2-1-0. So say we're doing a serve receive drill. We have on passes or serve receives to our setters, we'll get a 3. If it's missed or the ball goes out, it's a 0. And so we'll rank or evaluate the players using this, come up with their average. We'll come up with a team average. From that, we'll set goals. And then every time we do that drill, we'll rank the players again. And so it gives them the opportunity to work towards improvement with something that's very concrete and measurable. We're also, again, using technical standards and saying, all right, this is where players should be, and this is what they should be doing. Evaluate players to determine what their strengths are, what areas to improve. And then based on that, what systems as a team that we want to use. Do we have, 2 high quality setters that we're going to use to run a 6-2? We think we're going to run a 5-1. What's our defense going to look like? Things of that nature. And finally, probably the most important thing is that when we commit to a program, that we recognize that the players are student athletes first. So the student part always comes before the athlete part. So I'm teaching at Gainesville High School. I will be there if, players need anything, but academics have to come first. But I absolutely believe that the student athlete represents their team, their school, their family, and the community in a manner that display the high regards for the academics, respect, integrity, sportsmanship in a team. So regardless if we're playing at home or if we walk into another team's gym, that, that school knows what we stand for and who we represent, and that we're together as a team. Okay. So here's some dates for folks to look at. We have, so Jason was telling us that we don't know when we'll be able to access Gainesville High School. Gainesville Middle School has some dates available for us to hold workouts. So typically, in the summer, we would structure probably a more rigorous program and do a few different things going into the first year, knowing that the school is being built and not knowing who's coming out. We're going to do things kind of slow and methodical to start us off to make sure we're getting it done. However, June 21st, 23rd, 28th, from 8 to 10 a.m., we'll have our first workouts at the middle school. Then again on July 1st, 12th, and 14th from the same time in the workouts at Gainesville Middle School. And you can see in August, so I put August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and again, Jason said July 29th. I put the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now as tentative dates, knowing that that might be when we can actually access the school. So there's an asterisk by that. But I do know that times will be 3 to 5 for varsity, 5:30 to 7:30 for JV and freshmen. Our first scrimmage right now, and I'm trying to get a one prior to this, but right now the first scheduled scrimmage is August 18th. That's at Powercore High School. Our first match is August 24th. And then we continue through September and October. To highlight September, a volleyball tournament that I've actively participated in as a coach, and I've taken teams to, is the Endless Summer Volleyball Tournament in Virginia Beach. So it's a one-day tournament, and any of our players that have done travel or club volleyball, it's the exact same format. You'll play a couple matches in the morning, and then based on your play in the morning, you'll get grouped and then play in a medal round in the afternoon. And so, but they'll put us in certain divisions, championship, first, second, third, something like that, based on what we ask. And then we'll play teams that are similar level. Jason, I think I might need some help. We are a 6A school and we are competing at the 6A level, correct?
Yeah, 6A, C to run. One correction here. Apologize for this, Coach. Folks, we've changed the tryout the summer workout schedule to Reagan Middle School. So that's
okay.
Gainesville. That'll be at Reagan. Same dates, same times. All that's the same, but instead of at Gainesville, it'll be at Reagan. So yes,
right.
Yes, 6A, C to run.
All right, perfect. All right. And then we'll finish conference play in October with conference tournament and then playoffs. So, and then Jason was talking about, area of needs and, getting parents involved. And absolutely, that is the strength of our program, is big parent involvement. And so when I was in Currituck, I was so fortunate to have the backing of the community and the businesses. And we were able to just in one season raise close to $12,000 through our businesses. And that allowed us, we went to Charlotte to play in the best of the best tournament. And that was at Davidson, which was fortunate because we had a girl being scouted by Davidson. We traveled to, again, the Virginia Beach tournament, got the players warm-up jerseys. So it's excellent to have that extra funding as well. And again, that was through parent involvement and parent support. So we do need parent volunteers to, and then if there's any parents out there that know of students that are coming that are interested in getting involved as well to help manage the team, keep score, libero tracker, lines at the home matches, assist with fundraising. Again, I know what, I did in Currituck, and so I have some ideas, but it's, I'm open to other people's ideas as well. But one thing that we did do in Currituck that I would love to emulate here, and I think Colgan did it a little bit as well, is we had a gentleman by the name of Sam Walker. He was the voice of the Outer Banks, announced all of our games. He worked at a radio station down there. He also emceed our games. If anybody's seen a collegiate level game that's had it emceed with music playing in between sets, in between points, timeouts, things like that, and that's how it just really makes the atmosphere go, and then helps our players out so much. So I am looking for someone to help do that. If anybody knows anybody out there that could help do that, and then also assist with video of matches and kind of taking pictures and documenting things like that. So Coach Olivia or Coach Jacqueline, can y'all think of anything else like for areas of need we might need that I missed out there? Nope. Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. So Jason, this is the to be done. I think you touched on some of these as well. Is there anything else you needed to add for the to be done for the players and the parents?
No, physicals, concussion, emergency care. That'll get us going.
All right. Jacqueline, I didn't put yours up here. Here's contacts for the emails. Myself and Olivia, employees with Prince William County Schools. So we have the Prince William County School emails as well. So please feel free, reach out, shoot us an email with any questions that you might have as well, okay? And then I think that's going to conclude, unless any of Jason, Olivia, or Jacqueline have anything else they want to add. If there's any questions or areas that we need to address that I didn't cover from our audience.
Doug, I've been trying to keep up with some questions in the chat and the Q&A, and we've got a couple now. If you'd like to just answer them live, whatever your preference is.
All right, so we had a question, what is the season going to look like with no seniors? So again, it's how you start a program, and it allows you to develop the culture of your team. You will lean on, it's just like having any other team. You're just looking for the leadership, and you're not going to have the seniors to lean on who have been there and done it before. So really you're building the program. I have seen programs start off, and they went 0-4, 0 for 16, 0 for 17 the first year, but it was about developing the team the first year. To me, that's the most important thing, is setting the expectations and building the culture of the team, and then establishing rules on the team. So that is kind of how it is built. The difference is you just don't have your seniors in your core group. So with that being said, one of the things that Jason and I talked about is, I like to take teams to summer camps, and I like to go to the UNC Chapel Hill camp. We made a decision not to try to do that this year because we just don't know who's going to be there and how it's going to look right now. So that'll be something we look towards possibly next year. All right, next question. How many days a week will we practice? So right now, the way I like to run practices is prior to the start of school, we practice 5 days a week. We might practice on some Saturdays. I was talking to Jason about that today. Once we get in season and school starts and we feel like we've established our routine, if things are looking good with our team, and it's not always a guarantee, I will give the team Fridays off, and allow people to go out and do things as students, things like that, take care of grades. If there's like a football game or something like that, so that's something we discuss as a team as well. I have had teams where I've said, we have Friday off, and the team said, we don't want Friday off, we want to practice on Friday. I said, absolutely. So we just kind of gauge, where everybody is. If you've had a tough match on a Thursday night that was away and you got in late, sometimes practice on Friday is not the best thing to do. Sometimes it's the best thing to do. You just have to gauge that. So, but typically once we start in season, we look at possibly taking Fridays off. Question, how do we know which team we should try out for? So that's a good question. And again, if you can make it to some of the summer workouts, you know, we can help kind of guide you in that direction as well. So I'll put out some guidelines, but typically we'll have our 9th and 10th graders try out for the JV team, and some 10th and 11th graders try out for the varsity. It's a little challenging because, again, we don't know where everybody's coming from. And so if we can get good turnout at our summer workouts, we can absolutely help direct people in that manner. Okay. Next question, how many people will fill up a team? And so when I was at Woodbridge, and it's a little bit different with Woodbridge because, you know, and I think it was like this for most teams throughout the years, you know, COVID, not everybody's coming back to school. I told the girls at Woodbridge that if you came out and you worked hard and you were a team player and you had a positive attitude, I would find a place for you on that team. There's a caveat to that, knowing that in volleyball, 6 people play on a court at once. And again, depending on the systems that you're running, you know, there's limited opportunities because there are a limited number of substitutions. And so everybody wants to make the team, and you try to help everybody out and, you know, give everybody the opportunities, but then typically it comes down to playing time as well. And so that's always kind of the push and shove that you end up dealing with. So I try not to get caught up into the number of players per team. We look for people that are going to come to the team, again, be good team members, work hard, have positive attitudes, and make, you know, the team better. What if the player's already out of town the week of tryouts? So being proactive and letting the coaches know, you know, something, if you're going to be out, and again, if you can make it to the workouts prior to, and then depending on the length of time, we can grant tryouts, you know, prior to, or, well, it can't be prior to the start date, but it could be afterwards as well. So we could work with players that have scheduled things already. And for summer workouts, are we expected to go every day? So, you know, to me, you know, I'm going to treat y'all like responsible individuals here, and you guys know your schedule. What I'm going to say to you is you get out of things what you put into it as well. So we will be doing conditioning, and we will be, you know, working on drills, and you will see the expectations that we have for the volleyball program there. So people that come to it versus people that may not come to it, you know, have a better understanding of what our expectations are. With that being said, you know, again, if you're interested in coming to it, but you know you can't make something, just shoot us an email. You have our contact information, you know, Coach Doug, Coach Olivia, Coach Jacqueline. You know, I'm working or I have a job and I, you know, just got scheduled for that shift. I absolutely understand. We have different things going on. So can we find this PowerPoint anywhere? I will give this to Coach Jason and see if he can't upload that for us. Coach Jason, I don't know if that's a possibility. And what are the times for practices when we're in season? So right now it looks like varsity would practice right after school. JV would be after, JV and freshman team would be right after varsity. And I plan to be involved in both the varsity and the JV, and freshman as well. And then kind of look at that. If we get into some areas where, you know, majority of varsity players say we need it to be a little bit later, then we can be flexible as well. But I typically like to have varsity first. With all the information be posted on the website, I would say yes. And then what happens if you can't make the summer workouts? Again, the summer workouts are not mandatory. Again, they're for the benefit of players coming and getting to know the coaching staff, getting to know each other, seeing what our expectations are. And then what time are the games at, and what time do the different teams play? So I believe it's 5, 6, and 7 is when the games are scheduled. So 5 o'clock for freshmen, 6 o'clock for JV, and then 7 o'clock for varsity matches. Do we still have to do SWOLs to be able to attend practice or no? That's a good question. I don't know if Coach Jason can hear or not, if he can answer that one. So, and do we know what the uniforms are going to be to look like? Yes, I know that uniforms have been ordered and what they're going to look like. I don't have a picture of them. I did not. I should have put a picture on them on the PowerPoint. I will get a picture of the uniforms on the PowerPoint, or maybe I'll just wait and show them on the first day. I'll think about that one.
Yeah, I think one step at a time, Doug. They're jumping ahead of themselves
I
here.
know,
You gotta
right?
make the team first, then worry
know,
about what
right?
the uniforms look like.
I know, right? Will there be anywhere for parents to connect to maybe create carpooling for summer workouts? We're near the county. It would be hard for me to get her to every practice. Right. Absolutely. So let us think about how we can create a group for communication so that parents can kind of get in touch with each other. Okay. And then what if I can only make 2 summer workouts due to USAV Nationals in Vegas? Well, congratulations on your team getting a bid to Vegas. That's an excellent achievement for your team. And then again, if you're playing, if you have a commitment over the summer and you're playing volleyball, absolutely. Again, to me, that's where you're being a responsible individual and, you're doing something in lieu of our summer workouts. So absolutely. And good luck in Las Vegas. See, and that's why we have Coach Olivia and Coach Jacqueline with the uniform thing. They're like, no, Doug, wait.
Yeah.
No.
Right. So
That's what.
I do know that some are white and red. Those are our school colors. So, any other questions? Do we have to sign up for the summer workouts anywhere? That is a good question. Jason, if you're there, what are the what do they need to do
Yeah, we don't have limitations at this time as far as the guidance is concerned. So just do your best. Remember, again, they're at Reagan with those dates and times. We'll get the information out on the website and also put it out on some social media platforms. But do your best to get there and let's start building a team.
Yes.
I think on that note, even if we don't have to do like the SWOL surveys as coaches or athletes anymore, it would be cool if we could develop a sign-up sheet, like even if it's just like a Google Doc or a Google spreadsheet, so we have an idea of the numbers that are going to attend each session.
Yes. So let's say that we'll do that. We will create something and I'll work with Jason in trying to get that out to parents so that we can anticipate a number of participants there. So that would also help us in planning for what we're going to do as well. Okay. And yes, the summer workouts will be before tryouts. Yes. So one of the questions is, if you don't know how to do some things, some skills, will there be time for learning? Absolutely, 100%. Again, I'll go back to the philosophy is that we want every player to improve. And that does come with teaching. We're in education and we expect to be able to teach players skills. Again, I'll reference the video analysis. If there's a skill that we want people to do, we would ask or demonstrate how we're going to do it. I might get a coach to do it. I might show it. We might get a player to demonstrate it that's shown proficiency in it, ask other people to replicate it, video it, work on corrections, and then try to adjust and use it in practices. So yes, absolutely, we will teach. No, starting volleyball in high school is not too late. In fact, I just had a player at Woodbridge who was a softball player, and we used her at middle and right side, and she ended up starting at right side in Battlefield against us and had 3 kills. So no, again, what we're looking for is someone to come in, have strong work ethic, be a good team player, and a positive attitude, and then ask questions. Say, Coach, what do I need to do? Show me how to do this. Things like that. All right. Just give 1 or 2 more minutes for a couple of questions.
So I'd just like to add, I see a lot in the chat about the concern of not knowing things, but this is perfect time and a perfect program coming in. It's so important to gain the fundamentals and play competitively. So if this is out to everyone who's interested in the program, if you have a desire to learn, then that's the most important thing. The rest will come.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so, and then, you know, to kind of take a point from what Coach just said, if there's something that you can get involved in this summer, absolutely try to do it. So I like beach volleyball as well. And if, you know, you can find a good beach program somewhere or go out, you only need 4 people to play beach, and go find a sand court somewhere, get a volleyball, and just go out and play some beach. You'll touch the ball and you'll be outdoors, and you'll definitely jump higher, move faster when you get back on the indoor court. Okay. And will GHS have a Huddle account? So actually, Coach Jason and I were talking about that. I would love to have a Huddle account. Absolutely. Yes.
We will. I am going to purchase a school package that will also run assist data for the staff for volleyball. So yes is the answer.
Thank you, Jason. Excellent. So, all right, one of the last questions that we'll get into is, so what we're going to do is we will put out through Facebook or Twitter or through the Gainesville High School athletic site a document asking for folks to sign up for the workouts at Reagan Middle School on the first one would be June 21st, then June 23rd, and then June 28th. Okay. Sign up for it and let us know that you're interested in coming out. Again, if you don't see something, you have our emails to email us and let us know you're interested, and then we can sign you up that way as well. Okay. But if you have any interest at all, please don't be shy. Come out, bring a friend. And I want you to think of it like this. You know, you have 6 possible workouts and then tryouts and then starting a team. You know, the benefit of that is, you know, we're starting a brand new school. You're going to walk into the school already knowing 15 to 25 people at the school, players, coaches, staff. You'll know what the school looks like, and your comfort level will be so much higher than everybody else. Absolutely a benefit to it. If you try out for JV and coaches see more potential, will you place them in varsity? Absolutely. I had that situation at Woodbridge. I had a couple of players on JV. And then after the first couple of practices, I was like, you know what? I need you up at varsity. And we made a switch up to varsity. And it changed our system of what we're running. So absolutely, we continue go through. Again, that's where coaches, we evaluate consistently, you know, and can move players, you know, and try to make as competitive as a program. To me, that's going to be one of the benefits of starting this program, is that we'll be allowed to kind of have that interchanging of, you know, what we're looking for. So. Coach Olivia, Coach Jacqueline, or Jason, y'all have anything else that you want to add from what we've discussed this evening? And it looks like the questions have slowed down a bit. All right. Well, I will, if we don't have any other questions, I certainly thank you for your time. Absolutely look forward to working with the coaching staff, with Jason, meeting the players during our first workouts, tryouts, starting the season. Again, anybody coming to Gainesville High School, I encourage you to get involved, not just in athletics, but in other avenues of the school as well. School is what you put into it. So athletics is one part. There's so many other parts. So absolutely get involved. You have this great opportunity to open up a brand new school. I look forward to meeting the parents, building relationships with everybody, and getting a well-rounded competitive program going at Gainesville High School. I am super excited.